Do you consider the tip of the iceberg while supersizing or growing or building your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Our idiom today is the tip of the iceberg. I know we've talked about this one before. It comes, of course, in the early 20th century. Probably contributed to the fact that the Titanic, the maiden voyage, struck an iceberg on April 15th, 1912, and sunk. Now, this, according to survivors of that particular incident, the iceberg that they saw was probably 100 or 200 feet high, the one that it hit, but underground it was probably between 400 and 800 more feet that we don't see, because the part of the iceberg that's under the water is called the bummock. The part of the iceberg that's above the water is called the hummock. I just learned that today. I thought that was interesting. And it's about a 1-to-9 ratio, or 1/10 of the iceberg is visible usually, and the other 9/10 is invisible. It's under the water, so we don't see it. There's all kinds of questions about why does that happen? Well, because the iceberg is less dense than the water, therefore it floats. That's why things float. So, do you use this knowledge and this theory, actually attributed to Ernest Hemingway, the author? He believed that the more you stripped away from a piece of writing, the better the story was. And that was his theory, and he called it the iceberg theory, and he taught that, and that was his style of writing. And so he's attributed with the whole iceberg theory and the iceberg quote things, and there's a lot of them. I mean, this is one that is so related to our businesses, because anytime we're doing something, anything in life, but especially when we're growing and building and supersizing or starting our businesses and growing them, we only see a teeny tiny bit of what's really going on in our business, in our industry, in the world. And so it's hard to make decisions and choices based on such limited information. So how do we go about, and how do you go about finding the information you need to make the best possible decisions as you're growing and building your business? Well, I say you do your research, you always do your homework, knowing that in addition to everything you find out, there will always be about 9/10 unknown, about, the vast majority of what we look for and ask questions about, it's unknown or unknowable. And we just have to be willing to work with that level of risk and uncertainty as we're building and growing our business. Curious how you go about doing that. What do you do to reduce the risk, to reduce the feelings of uncertainty when you're making choices and decisions for your business? I have different strategies that I use. My biggest one is to make sure I do my homework, do my research, figure out as much as I can about the situation, find out and learn from people that have done the thing that I want to do before, modeling other people's behavior, going to the people that have successfully done something that I want to do for my business is, I think, the best way to get the right information. People that have been there and done that can't help us know all of the 9/10 of the unknowable or the unseen, but they can help us with their experience. And usually from other people's experiences, we can learn enough to help us navigate a similar journey as well. So I personally really like this idiom. I think it's an awesome one. It reminds me to keep simplifying, which I really appreciate Ernest Hemingway for doing and sharing it this way, to keep simplifying, because a lot of what we don't know, a lot of the unknowable, really just doesn't matter. It overcomplicates our businesses, overcomplicates our lives, and it's not necessary. It's not adding value. It's not getting us where we want to go the fastest. It's not helping us to create and build and grow our business. So a lot of that 9/10 of the unknown and unknowable is also not important and unnecessary. When we keep that in mind, we're more able to make decisions, make choices, and move forward in our business. So curious, what's your experience with the tip of the iceberg? Have you used it? I guarantee I've used this in a lot of discussions with people and in analogies and in coaching to help them see the part of what they're seeing versus what they might need to be looking at. It's a great analogy. It's a great metaphor. Curious what you think about it. That's it. Have an absolutely awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom about challenges and changes, what works, what doesn't, and how you might use it to grow and build your business. Any questions? Hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.